There are two main determinants of seller concentration in DAR's relevant product market: economies of scale and initial capital required. Economies of scale are the reduction in long-run average cost achieved as a firm operates at a larger scale. Economies of scale shift production along the long-run average cost curve closer to the minimum efficient scale, which is the lowest point along this curve. Lower marginal costs from scale economies result in incumbents outcompeting others with higher marginal cost due to the profit-maximizing nature of all rational firms, resulting in lower prices for the more efficient firm, therefore also preventing firms from entering. An entrant without these cost savings would have to supply a substantial fraction of the industry output to operate their minimum efficient scale, which is not feasible. Therefore, they'll be outcompeted, and economies of scale acts as a barrier to entry. Pavichatel state that the great concentration will occur in markets where the average cost curve reaches its minimum efficient scale at high levels of output. Significant scale economies mean you can produce much more at your lowest possible cost than otherwise, resulting in reaching the minimum efficient scale at higher outputs. In DAR's market, large economy scale savings are unattainable due to the high levels of competition and low market shares of incumbents. They cannot attain operation levels high enough to achieve these savings, and therefore entrants can enter the market and competition is allowed with incumbents such as DAR, as their marginal costs will not be too high. Required initial capital is another reason. There is a level of capital that is required by a firm to enter the market and operate. This can be a significant determinant of concentration. Industries that require significant volumes of capital will often have less incumbents due to the difficulty in securing finance and raising funds to invest in the expensive capital. Therefore, capital-intensive industries will typically be more concentrated. Cassis proposes that the cost sunk through initial capital required will leave the entrant vulnerable to retaliatory responses by the incumbents, therefore further deterring entry and providing more evidence that high levels of initial capital required and sunk costs will increase concentration. DAR's relevant market is less concentrated and requires little initial capital investment due to the low capital intensity in the market. IBISWorld states that although the industry requires investment in equipment, the labour costs are significantly higher than capital costs, with an estimated ratio of 10.92 pounds to 1 in 2021. The market requires highly skilled craftsmanship and designers. Therefore, ongoing marginal labour costs are more pertinent than the cost being sunk in initial capital requirements. This shows that more firms can enter into DAR's market as they will have more easily be able to secure funds to invest into lower initial capital and will then leave them more prepared to deal with the retaliatory responses from incumbents. Therefore, the relevant product market will be less concentrated due to the ease of entry and number of firms in the market.
Created using Powtoon.